Hello, welcome again to the studio where even dreams believe. And today I would like to share two things with you. So the first is the finished painting of hope. So if you missed what I did in the last video, please go and watch it because we worked on that beautiful hummingbird. I will give you a close-up of it now. And then the second is I mentioned in my last video that I am busy with a watercolor challenge, and I chose the topic of sea turtles. So just to show you what I do when I have a theme or something to work towards and how I organize my setup. Okay, all right. Floof the cat has decided again not to join us today, so we will have to cope without her. All right, let me share my screen with you, then we can start. Oh, okay, so you can see that I've got my setup here ready for the watercolor, but I would like to first show you, sorry, I don't want to make you seasick. I want to show you what hope looked like. Can you see? I'm trying to get it straight. There we go. I am so happy with how hope turned out. I love it. I added a little bit more of the cooler colors behind her head, and if you look at her one eye, she has got the world in her eye. So maybe it is Mother Nature, or maybe she's concerned about the environment, and the other eye is just a normal eye. But yes, that is hope, and you can also see it if you take it that way. There we go. That beautiful, beautiful hummingbird. Okay, I'm very happy and very excited about this one. Okay, so now let me just tilt it down so that you can see. Hope I'm not going to make you totally seasick. It will, let me just see which way I have to go. There we go. Okay. Let me move this little part away here. Okay, that's masking fluid. I will tell you now what we use. So I have started this one yesterday. I very lightly sketched my sea turtle, and then those brown funny looking things, that is masking fluid. Okay, the little bottle that is in our way the whole time. The paper I used is mixed media, and it's a 250 gram, and it's Fabriano, and it is cold pressed, and it's good for watercolor, pens, inks, acrylics. I don't think oil, but yes, drawing, everything. Okay, so now if I show you my setup, now you can see everywhere behind Hope there, I have got fish. When I have a specific theme, I like to surround myself with the topic. There you can see I've got some scribbled sketches, I've got seashells, more sea turtles everywhere. Okay, so just scribbled images that I have got with me and that I can stay focused on what I'm doing. So the pencils you see there, they are also my watercolor solubles. So they water soluble, so they can also add to the watercolor effect. Okay, oh, and we landed right on the little bottle again. Let me take it away. So for those of you that don't know masking fluid, sorry, the picture is the wrong way around. Masking fluid is a medium that you use, especially in watercolor, where you want to leave some spots white. It's easier to mask than to try and paint white in afterwards in watercolor. You can always do it with gouache or with a Posca pen or something like that, but it's just nicer for me to do it this way. And remember, when you use masking fluid, this masking fluid really honks. It has got a very bad odor, and it takes about, I would say, about 40 minutes to half an hour to 40 minutes to an hour to be fully dry. All right. And when you are finished with your painting and your painting is dry, then you just basically would rub it off with your hand, with your finger. Okay. So let me see here. Now what I have got here is I have got the effect I want to create here at the top is a very light, like nearly the surface of the water, the underside of the surface of the water, and then also that would reflect on the sand. And then I've just got the little sea turtle over here, and I have got my own interpretation here of a little bit of sea coral and seagrass. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, let me see here quickly. I have put some water on my paint. So let me just activate this here. This is a porcelain, beautiful porcelain. I think it's a sushi dish or sushi plate, but it is so beautiful. I bought it at a thrift store a long time ago, and these two go in my watercolor kit because I like to, when I mix watercolor paint, to mix on a white background. Okay, and let's have a look. You will also see, look at the state of my palettes. Whenever I use a palette, I would leave it like that because you activate it again the next time with water and you continue to paint. Okay, here you will also see something interesting. Have a look here. Can you see this red and the orange over here? Those were the tips of my pencils. Unfortunately, I dropped some of my pencils and the leads, the color pigment broke. And sometimes when I sharpen it, it just keeps breaking. So I don't throw that away because it's paint. So because I like the color, I just plonked it in there, and so I can use the color for next time. Okay. Now this is my favorite brush. It's hand tied. Let me just see here. It's the number 2 Montmartre mop. It's like a mop brush, but it holds a lot of water and it can really pick up a lot. So it's a very nice one to use. Okay. All right, I'll just wet my brush. Okay, so I am looking for a very pale blue at the top. Let me just see here quickly. I think before I do that, I want to just wet my page a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to just wet my page here a little bit. Okay, all right. So now let's have a look and see what colors we can get here. Now you can see as I touch the color, it is running into its own directions, and the wet on wet is a very nice technique if you don't want solid lines or something, if you just want to create a mood or something. some of this blue over here. Okay, now I want to do something similar on the bottom. And the thing is with watercolor, I never used to like watercolor. I've learned to love watercolor because I try to contain watercolor. Watercolor is a free medium. It goes where it wants to go. And the sooner you make peace with that and paint more free, it will really change for you. I'm sure it will. It's two things important when I paint with watercolor. The thickness of my paper, so it has to be a good paper because it does buckle. Even the very thick, the 300 grams, does buckle from time to time if you use a lot of wet on wet techniques. And the second thing is to try and mask. Like I've used the masking tape here just to keep it flat for the duration of the painting while it's drying. It helps also for it just to stay flat. And then I would actually put a third thing there, being free. And the creative freedom with it, it's really changed my take on watercolor. It's not like, if I have to compare watercolor, I think it's the freest form of painting that you can do. I think some people would compare it with gouache. Gouache is similar, but gouache is absolutely opaque. So gouache is nice because in gouache you can start from the background and work yourself to the foreground. You can layer on top, on top, on top. It's so opaque. It's a fantastic medium to do that. But watercolor, it's just that free-flowing, let's just have fun and relax. Okay, all right. So now where was I? Okay, now for the bottom section here, we have to now imagine that this is the ocean floor. Okay, so let me see here. Which color can I activate here? I've got like a grayish color here. I'll take a little bit of my yellow ochre with that. Okay, so now let's have a look here and see. Oh, you know what? I did not wet it. So let's just wet it quickly. This is also I just grabbed the first brush I saw now. There's no reason why I would use a fan brush to wet the paper. It was just handy. Okay, so now let's have a look and see here. I just want to put a little bit of blue with it also. Just to still reflect the blue of the ocean. Okay, let's see if we can drop in a little bit more blue here and there. And now don't worry about the weird masking tape or masking fluid that's over here. It will come out. Okay, so the minute that I'm finished and the minute it's dry, completely dry, then I will rub that away and you will only have the white of the paper shining through. It looks strange as it is now, but it's very nice. Okay, it has got a great outcome. You'll also see that I have got, you can't see that, I've got two containers with water. This one here just has got my blues in it now, and then I've got a bigger container with clean water. Okay, so I like to have, sometimes I have 3 containers, one for the cool colors, one for the warm colors, and one for clean water when I really want to rinse my brush for the final part. Okay, so now we have got the top and we have got the bottom. We still need something in between though. All right, so let's see which blue we can use for in between. It can be a very, very pale blue. Let's put some more water here. Water it down a little bit more. Okay, let's have a look and see. Now, I'm trying not to go over the turtle. I don't want to cross over the lines, the slight pencil lines that I've drawn. But now here you can see I'm just pushing the blue water basically around with the brush. The section in the middle, I did not wet it first. I just am using the brush as it is. Let's take a little bit lighter. We'll also put a little bit of shadowing under the turtle in a little bit. Let's see here. Let's just go in between the seagrass here. I used a pencil just to sketch very, very light outlines. A normal graphite pencil or just a normal pencil. If you do have a place where you have a puddle and you want to pick up a puddle, you simply dry your brush a little bit and then you would stick it into the puddle and it would lift it off. That's why I like this brush so much, because it can take up so much water if you need to take it away. Okay. Alright, so now here under the tortoise we can make it a little bit darker because there's like a shadow under here. And we can always come back and add more blue once this layer is dried. I'm very careful not to let it cross over the tortoise's belly, because then we have a strange looking tortoise. Or tortoise. I say tortoise, it's a turtle. Sorry about that. Okay. We also want to have a little bit of a shadow over here where he is swimming. Okay, so let's see if we can put a darker place over here, darker spot here for the fin that's, or the, what do you call it? The flipper. People, it's been a long day. Sorry about that. It's been a tough day. Okay, so and here, let's see. We want to put it here also, just so that we have got a bit of shadow where the turtle is swimming as the light is coming from the top. Okay, so I think that is enough there. We can put a little bit of shading below this over here. And put it here. Okay. All right. What I can see on the camera there, it's looking rather nice. I like it. Okay, I just want to clean my brush. Okay, so now we are going to go to the warmer colors. The turtle has got like a brownish green. Let me just give this a spritz. I just don't want to spritz my electrical socket there. Usually I cover it with a bit of saran wrap, which I didn't do today. Okay, so now let's see here. I have got green, greenish brown over here on this palette. Let's have a look and see what color we can muster up here. Interesting color. I think we need a little bit more of the brown. It's a little bit green, so let's grab some more of the burnt umber. Okay, I also think that we can pick up a little bit of raw umber here also. Maybe that will also give it a nice effect. Right. Okay, so now let's have a look here. So I'm just going to go very gently over all the markings that I did here with the masking fluid. Okay, color is a little bit insipid, so let's just add a little bit. Look at that, it's giving it so much character already. Trying to keep it contained on the shell. I also like this green to bring in a little bit of the greeny color. Let me see, where's my sap green? Just a little bit of green in here also. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. So now I'm going to continue with the greens and the browns just here on the flippers also. I think that is a little bit too green. Let's take some of it away. Okay, just want to get some more of the brown color here. There we go. It's amazing. Oh, and I am working towards an overhead camera. My camera broke, so I have to still replace it. For now, I decided I'm not going to let that stop me. I am going to continue because I didn't want to put it off any longer, and that's why I just decided I will have to just use what I have. Okay. Do I have too much water somewhere? Let's see here. Don't want it to leak out of the, sticking up a little bit. All right, now let's just clean this brush. I just want to take a little bit of the burnt umber. Just give him a few markings also on his head. Okay. All right. So now I want to do his belly. Now his belly is sort of in the shade, but we're going to pretend that it has got a lighter color, and we're going to take a bit of yellow ochre. Let's put it over here. That's way too yellow. Okay, so we'll have to tone that down. So let's grab some of this. A little bit of the blue here to tone it down. Okay, clean the brush. Clean water. Okay, so now I'm going to just very gently place that color in there. I am leaving some white space in between just to give it a little bit of interest. Okay, so now this color here, I think we can also bring some of that in here to show the sand. So let's play with the sand here also. Okay, now we are going to I think that piece of paper has just about had it. So let's take another one to dab on. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to work on the seagrass over here, and then the coral. So let's do the coral first. So let's wake up this nice reds and pinks over here, and there's a bit of orange also. You can see here, this is my cold mixing tray, or my cold palette, and this is my warmer palette. And now just to show you, look at the beautiful color. Can you see from that nib of the pencil? And look, if you mix the two together, oh, that is a fantastic coral color. Okay, so let's put some color in here in the coral. And again, I have masked the coral, so we will see if it needs an additional layer once it's dry, just to give it a little bit more personality. Okay, now can you see what happened there? I don't think you can. Let me take you closer. I made a boo-boo. Way too much orange came out my brush. Okay, so I will have to clean that up now. So we can say, I'll fall clean up, I'll fall clean up. Let's just rinse the brush quickly and dry it out a little bit. Okay, now I hope you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to just take some of it away. Just lifting some of that color. Can you see? Okay, that's too much. You can see how this brush absorbs. It is a fantastic brush to work with. I really like it. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit of the orange back. I took a little bit too much away. All right. Okay, so now let me see if I can use some of the warmer colors in the seagrass. Let's have a look. Clean water, and I'm going to take my sap green over here and mix it on this palette here. So you can see I don't clean my palette in between colors or when I change a color. Sometimes we think we have to have so many mixing wells, but you don't always need that. You can actually work with what you've got, and when we mix some of the complementary or the other colors with it, it actually ties the whole picture together. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Hope I can see my drawing. You can see I'm just doing this sea bamboo or what, seaweed, or I'm not sure what this species here is called. It's my interpretation of plants under the ocean. Okay, so let's see if we can take a little bit more color. I don't know if you can notice, but I'm not using my little finger here. My arm is resting on the table just to stabilize my arm. So I'm stabilizing here. When I paint with the oil paint and I paint upright, then I usually stabilize with my little finger. Okay. This brush also has got a very nice tip, so you can really make very nice shapes with it. Just a little bit of green down there. Okay. All right. Let's add in a little bit of the browner color, just to give it a little bit of a different effect. That looks nice. So I would like to know what you think, or what your thoughts were on my previous video where I spoke on the fear of criticism in art. I would really like to know if you found it helpful, or if there's maybe something else you would like to discuss more along that line, then please do give me a comment or something, and then we can discuss it. All right. I'm just going to give Mr. Sea Turtle his eye. Okay. And I'm going to leave him now to dry. So this is basically my first layer. I will usually I will work in a few layers, just like my other paints, my oils or whatever I use. And let's just see if I can show you, give you a close-up without shadows. Okay. So it would look so much difference. There would be a big difference as soon as the masking fluid has come off. Okay, so then it would look really different. All right, so that is it for today. I hope that you really enjoyed it, and thank you again for being here on my journey with me. I really enjoy making these videos, and I hope you enjoy it too. And like you see, you don't have to have all the fancies to be able to make a video or whatever. Just start, just do it. Okay, all right. Also, I would like to put it out there that maybe some of you would like to paint along with me. Maybe we can have a few friends just on Zoom or something, and we can paint along, just talk and paint. Would you like to do that? I would love that. Okay, all right. So thank you again for being here with me today. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did the same. I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.